Hello everyone, this is Pilpoh. Welcome back to Star Technology. Now, I've done quite a bit between episodes. I don't know where to start, if I'm honest. I've done loads, ridiculous amount. I suppose we could talk about the fact that I've set up some wood seeds and some wood essence right here. So, relatively easy. We just got an export bus. And it's just exporting, I think it's just water. I haven't even got any upgrades in this, just water, Inferium. That thing just makes us some wood essence. Using the essence burner up here to make us some oak logs. And then that instantly feeds into the input bus for this. And that's making us some wood vinegar. I've got the exact same setup on this side right here. So we're getting wood tar. So this is now completely automated. It wasn't before, which was a bit annoying. But yeah. That's now constantly spewing out a load of a load of pollution into the world. So yeah, that was one thing that I did. I did a thing right here. So if I go down like that, you can see that I've actually got the elevator, so it goes up and down, which is so much better. Previously, I would have to like jump off the side and then fly around and everything. So much better right here. I had to move my assembly matrix. So it was over 2 because I was going for this, like, you know, not symmetrical look thing. And I don't know, it felt weird. So I spent literally like half an hour moving this over. Now, I probably could have just broken the thing. I could have just like used my pickaxe and then broken it. And then that would have spewed out all of the, all of the patterns onto the floor. And we could pick them up and put them somewhere. I manually took all of the patterns out, put them in chests over here, moved it over 1 or 2, I think it was. So it's like directly in the middle. And then put them all back. Because I'm mad. I don't know why I did that. But yeah. Another thing was we were running out of distilled water. So... oh yeah, I set this one up so it's EV using HV stuff. But... this thing right here is literally just taking some water that we've got, and it takes 2 seconds, and it makes like half a bucket of distilled water. And we are using quite a bit of distilled water. I don't remember why, but we are using distilled water in a few places, which is kind of funny. So I decided just to set this one up over here. We used to have it over here. In fact, I've still got the distillery right there, which we can actually take. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Nice. So that was another thing I did. I did this thing right here. I forgot about this even. We are processing some deep slate. Now, this one up here is for deep slate. You have to have an EV rock crusher to make deep slate right there. So, yeah. So that's being powered by a 1A energy right there. And this one's making us obsidian. This one's making us deep slate. Deep slate is going into the macerator. Macerator is making us deep slate, and I think there's, in fact, it will say it if I hover over. Yeah, there you go. Thorium. Yeah, thorium. And I've actually got a modular router which is pulling from this. So if you'll notice, this one is not auto exporting to this one over here. But what's happening is the modular router is pulling everything out and putting it in here. So you get 5 of them, and you get yourself some... I forget the name of it now. It's the stuff you make glass out of. Not in the arc furnace. Is it the stuff you make glass out of? No, it's the stuff you get a load of oxygen from. If you... this stuff. Silicon dioxide. Yeah, you electrolyze it, you get yourself silicon, and you get oxygen from it as well. It's pretty good. So, yeah, I've got some of that. You get that, and you also get... this stuff, biotite. And the biotite, 22 biotite turns into silicon, potassium, aluminium, and magnesium. Really, really useful to set this one up. And I'm not saying because we need a lot of silicon, potassium, even magnesium, which we do kind of need a bit of magnesium, right? But, or aluminium, we don't even need the oxygen. It's the fluorine that we need. The only other way to get fluorine in this pack, I believe, is... well, there's the Nakodar solution right there. Uranium hexafluoride is one of them. Weapons grade Nakodar dust, which I don't think we're going to get just yet. I don't think we're going to get this thing at all. Yeah, we're not going to get that one. We're not going to get that one. That one, you literally have to combine these things, so no. I guess we could make this stuff. How do we make this? I think I've already got this stuff, haven't I? How much of this stuff have I got? Let's do bast. We've got quite a lot of that. Maybe we should have sent this one through first, but I'm doing this one because it's completely automated. Damn it. Why did I not see that until just now? Oh, flipping heck. I'm just going to quickly cover that hole up. Otherwise, I will completely forget. There we go. So that's another thing that I did right here. I made a little automation over here so we can get ourselves some fluorine because I knew we would need it later on. You can see here I've bookmarked a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about. So, yeah. We've still got this one over here which is making us some rubber ingots. Although you have stopped because there's plant balls in there for some reason. Whitelist, and then where does this one go? Okay, you're supposed to go up there. Strange. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this one doesn't really matter anymore. What else did I do? Okay, I suppose I should show you the biggest thing that I did. And a few of you might have actually seen it when I looked down earlier, but if I come up here, you'll notice that the clean room has disappeared. And the reason that the clean room has disappeared is because we've got a big clean room underneath now. So zip out there, right there. There we go. So everything is in line. Everything is sort of working and perfectly fine over here. Also, do you like that this looks like the wheels on the bus now? Because of the way that I set it out. I realized you can only get 8 channels from this anyway. So there's no reason to have a dense cable right here. I can just do a regular cable. So I probably should have done that if I'm honest. But I made myself a big old clean room down here. I think this is 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is 13 by 13, including the edges, right? And unfortunately, this isn't a sterile one. It's just a regular one because we're not at that point yet, I don't think. We've got the clean room right here. It does take forever, though, to... I accidentally broke one of the pieces of glass when I was, like, moving stuff. And it took, like, a good 10 minutes for it to start working again because I was trying to craft something. I think it was something in the... it's one of these things right here. One of these requires a... like clean room, right? So I was there like, why is it not working? I've broken something. And then it was like, oh, it's because it requires a clean room. I feel like it was one of these patterns. Maybe that one there. Fiber reinforced printed circuit board. I think it was that one, right? Requires clean room. Yeah. So I was trying to make one of those and it was like, nope, not allowed. But that was annoying. But I like this. I like the fact that we can move around a little easier now as well, because that was really annoying me, if I'm honest. Now, I have seen your comments about using a parallel hatch. So if I do hatch, did I not bookmark it? Oh, I did bookmark it. I haven't made the recipe for it yet. But I did make the recipe for the platinum cables because I didn't have that one before. I think that is something we are going to do today. We're going to set up the recipe for the Elite Parallel Hatch. Allows you to run up to 4 recipes in parallel. Now, the good part about this is press U on it and it shows you all of the main, like, big versions of stuff. Like, you know, we've got the macerator, which is, like, right under here. Well, there's a big version of it. If we do this, there's the large macerator tower. Now, the only thing is you do need, like, crushing wheels and stuff, and the maceration case. This stuff, which requires, however the heck you say that, some funky sounding stuff. There you go. Look at all of the flipping things right there. That's insane. And that takes 400 seconds. Whereas the one that doesn't have any, like, helium gas takes 600. That's 10 minutes. 10 minutes right there. That's mad. And we need, like, a bunch of that eventually. It's crazy. Now, I will say, this thing is probably on the docket at some point. Might be one of our next things that we do. In fact, I think it even says it in the quests. So if we go to futuristic machines, we got one right there. Now we need the LV machine hull. We need the pure netherite ingot. We need this ingot as well. So we've done this one. Pure netherite is something we can work to today. Now, luckily, I did notice this thing before I set up any crazy automations. So by electrolyzing the purified... Okay, I'll show you actually. So let's go upstairs and I'll show you. So if we have a look at... Okay, I was going to go through like all of the uranium and stuff, but I got pulled into the debris, Yumi and debris today. So basically to make debris dust, what you do is you have to make this tiny dust. So I made the tiny dust by... basically, I've got a... I'll show you actually. I've got a recipe right here. So it's 50 nether agglomeratio. And you get one tiny pile of debris. Now, the way that that works is, if we click right here, there's a 2% chance. So out of every 100, you'd get 2, right? That's how percentages work, right? So in my head, I was like, well, if out of every 100 we get 2, out of every 50 we get 1 at least, right? So I set up the recipe to be, you need 50 nether agglomeratio in the centrifuge, and you get one tiny pile of debris dust. I got so lucky right here because I ended up getting 3 debris dust, like the full-on debris dust, as in these ones. So we got 3 times the amount. It's crazy the amount that we got, but yeah. If we have a look at the debris, I've got 3 of them right now. I only put in something like make me 9 of the tiny dust. I don't know if I can do it in this. In here? How do I make this tiny dust? Yeah, it says we're allowed. Strange. Maybe it doesn't let you do it for some reason. Oh, I need to go in the corner. Fair enough. So yeah, I got 27 when I was only supposed to get 9. So I got 3 times lucky, which is good. So yeah, the debris dust, if we have a look back at the quest, actually we'll look at it from here. So you get your tiny piles of debris, then you get your debris dust right here. And then if we have a look at the usage for this, I think, oh cool, you can get netherite just by doing that. I didn't actually look into that, but that's pretty funny. Regular netherite as well. This is what you end up doing. So I might need a large chemical reactor just on its own somewhere. And what we'll do is we will feed it some chlorine trifluoride, which is chlorine and fluoride. This is why we went and got loads of fluorine. Sorry, not fluoride. It was fluorine, sorry. So chlorine and fluorine, mix those two together. You get chlorine trifluoride. And then you use the chlorine trifluoride with the debris dust. You get yourself sulfur. I don't even know how you do this one, but or what you use this one for. Electrolyze it and you can get your chlorine back and it turns into sulfur. So chlorine and sulfur. So you do need a good helping right there of fluorine to keep this going. But that would, I mean, technically you could probably use this in the chemical reactor right there. I don't know. It's probably better to just electrolyze it, right? But you could definitely set all of this up relatively easily. Now, what you do is you get yourself the purified debris dust back. So, and you can use the purified debris dust in an electrolyzer to get debris dust. So you literally get everything back. Well, you get this back basically. So all you need to think about is the chlorine trifluoride. You get everything back from that. You get yourself some small piles of titanium tetrafluoride or trifluoride, sorry. And this stuff, 4 of it and some hydrogen gets you a hot titanium and some hydrofluoric acid. So you can take that and put it in a vacuum freezer, get yourself titanium. You also get hydrofluoric acid, which I didn't think about until just now, but I'm pretty sure you could just electrolyze that to get a little bit of fluorine back. So that might be worth doing. And you do get 3 buckets worth out of this. So that's your fluorine back as well. So you literally get your fluorine back as well. You don't need like tons of it if you were to process all of this. Mad. Okay. And then you finally, what you do is you get yourself some small piles of purified debris every so often. And then this stuff, every so often you get an extra purified debris dust. So you can use the purified debris dust in an electrolyzer to get an extra debris dust. And then you can use the debris dust, and I think it's in... I don't remember what you're supposed to do with this, but I'm pretty sure if we have a look at the quests. Yeah, so you do get your debris dust back, purified debris dust. Okay, so the purified debris dust, you can use this in a chemical bath with some of this stuff to get pure netherite dust. What the heck is this? Chlorine and however you say that. And that is just chlorine and ethylene. Okay, we could do that. So some hydrochloric acid as well, which is pretty good. So that's really good, actually, if we have a look at the quests again. And then from there, we can get a netherite ingot, or we can use the pure... yeah, that's why it wants us to do this. Got ya. Oh, okay. So that will get us the pure netherite, and then we can use the pure netherite if I do this, and it gets us... Weapon grade naquadar? What? Okay. Okay, we're definitely not at that point yet. That's, yeah, not even in the place where we are yet. I thought we were making good progress. We are, like, more than halfway through the chapters, as in we're in the 3rd. We are basically over halfway through, right? I'm pretty sure this series might go up to about episode 100, if not longer, right? Episode 100 is probably a stretch, let's just say that. But from this one, I think we need it because, yeah, we need the double pure netherite plate right there. Okay. Yes. So basically what I'm going to try and do, maybe we do it this episode, actually. Go back to processing line. What I really want to do is... Well, first off, I want to get the debris so it's duping. So this one right here. Then it looks like if... So that's the chlorine tetrafluoride. And then this one here. If you electrolyze it, you get your chlorine back. So we get chlorine out of it. And then this one over here, if we were to... pack it up and then put it through a electric blast furnace, we get hydrofluoric acid. We can electrolyze that to get the fluorine back. Yep. And then we can use the small piles of purified debris dust outside of the loop, if you know what I mean. So we just take this and we put it somewhere else. Oh, cool. You can just make this stuff if we wanted to, but no, we're not going to try. So yeah, so we're going to take this, we're going to put it somewhere else, and then we can use this stuff for everything. And it would be nice to set it up so this is just going into a drawer, for example. That'd be kind of fun. Okay, right, let's try it. Let's try it. So I've already got my 2 debris. Okay, so yeah, we've got our 2 debris right there. Chlorine tetrafluoride. Okay. Have I already got that? I did go on a bit of a like bender of just... Oh, I did make it. Nice. So we put that one there. I went on a bit of a bender of like just making a bunch of recipes. Like all of these right here. The uranium. The flipping highly enriched uranium fuel rods and all of that. I've got all of those automated now. But we'll probably cover that in a separate episode. I'll show you actually. I've got the canner right here, which is all automated and everything. But I want to set up a nuclear reactor in its own kind of episode. So we'll do that at some point. I'm kind of thinking we've got this lovely empty space right here that we can do for a nuclear reactor. Yeah, and it's middle of our base, so if it does explode, that'll be funny as heck. And I will start making backups from then on, basically, before it explodes. Nice. Anyway, so we take these two. I think you have to put it in the large chemical reactor, or is it just a chemical reactor? It looks like it can't be put in a... Yeah, it has to be a large chemical reactor. So we need a brand new large chemical reactor. Okie dokie. We could do that, actually, because we've got, like, all the stuff for it. Not lard, sorry. Must be hungry or something. There we go. Large chemical reactor. So we can get one of those on the go. And then the dupe for this is... So the purified debris dust comes out. That then goes through an electrolyzer, like straight away. In fact, it could be any electrolyzer, so... I don't know how many electrolyzers we've got, but yeah. So I'll have to do that one right there. And then that goes back in to this recipe. We've got this one right here, which needs to be turned into like the actual dust instead of the small pile. That one needs to go through the electric blast furnace. Yes. And I think right now we're on LUV, so it'll take 5 seconds, which is kind of bad, actually, looking at it, because if we look at this recipe, for example, LUV is still 6 seconds. What is this on right now, then? Is this on ZPM or something? Why does it only take, like, barely any time to... Wait a minute. Ah, there's, like, several... Ah, that's the one right there. Take that one over to LUV. It still says 5 seconds. Why is it taking so short a time? I'm not complaining. It takes, like, a second to get titanium now. Titanium. I want to show you guys what I mean. Like, there you go. It's done already. Cheers. I don't know why it says that it's taking longer. Odd, innit? Anyway. Yeah. Oh, also, I wanted to show you. If I put a hot titanium ingot. There you go. We got the hot. Right. Yeah, and it's gone. And now we've got a regular titanium. Because I've still got the thing right here that is outputting hot ingots. Pretty cool, isn't it? That was one of your guys' comments. Anyway, so that one's going to come through here. Then we need to electrolyze the purified debris. We need to do that one and then stick it in an electric blast furnace. Okay. And then this one right here, I think we need to electrolyze that as well. Okay, we probably use the same electrolyzer, if I'm honest. Yeah, okay. The only thing we can't use from the electrolyzer, or we can't electrolyze, is this stuff. But then, yeah, basically we need to send these two out. Oh, we kind of want that in the loop as well, though, don't we? So I'm kind of tempted to just build it over here and then use this electric blast furnace because it's not really doing anything right now. Plus, like, a bunch of these ingots right here aren't being used. Okay, we'll probably do it over here then. Okie dokie, I tried it. I did just try it. So I put in chlorine trifluoride. Oh, I kind of get it. You don't get all of your stuff back until later. So you do need like a few of these to go through. Like we need this one right here to go through here. That was really quick though, wasn't it? Jeez. And we pop it back in here. And we get that out again. Keep going. So on and so on. This is pretty fun. I quite like this. Okay, after a long time of me faffing about and me re-recording this several times because I did go over a little bit. Also, I didn't notice this, but that over there is not in my chunk boundaries. Might need to change that. Anyway, I made a brand new platform over here and I think all of this should be working, although this is broken right here because I forgot to deal with the sulfur dust that we get. Fine. We could tell this. Send module. I'm going to tell this to send all of the sulfur dust into this. This is the interface that I've been using for stuff. And this one I want to say whitelist. Sulfur. Is it this sulfur? It's this sulfur, isn't it? There we go. All of this is working, by the way. And this is also making us some free titanium. Titanium. We got 6 right now. Remember, I've got it so whenever we get hot titanium, it goes straight away into this one over here. Thank you to... I need to go dig out your name. The person that showed me or told me about the tag exporter. Well, they said about exporter, and I just assumed it was the tag one they were talking about. So, yeah, they said about using a tag. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember how to do that. Anyway, let's try and follow this one through. Okay, let's have a go at this. So, we've got debris dust going in here. We've got the chlorine trifluoride right there. Chlorine trifluoride comes from chlorine and fluoride, obviously. Or fluorine, I think it is. That produces purified debris dust, which gets electrolyzed. And the electrolyzed stuff goes straight into this modular router and gets sent over to the input bus right here. So basically, the debris dust turns into purified debris dust, which gets turned into debris dust again and then chucked over here. Now, that is just the debris dust that we're talking about right there. We also get this stuff right... Okay, it will be done in a sec. Sorry. Give it a second. Make some more of this stuff. There we go. Shouldn't take too long. Actually, I think this stuff comes out straight away. Yeah, so we just saw it right there. And that goes in here. So the sulfur... How the heck do I say that? Dichloride? I guess so. Sulfur dichloride comes in here. This is closed loop, by the way, so we're getting resources for free out of this, if you didn't notice. So we're getting sulfur for free, and we're getting some purified debris dust. Tiny piles, or not tiny piles, small piles. These ones. Plus, we're getting some titanium out of this as well. So, there we go. There's some titanium coming in. So, following this one through. At the back here is where I've got my modular routers, which have this one right here, which pulls the... I think it's the purified debris dust. So, it pulls the red stuff that comes here. Pulls that out and puts it in the electrolyzer. I am using the electrolyzer for multiple things right here, so it gets kind of confusing. The small pile of purified debris dust we are holding on to. So we've actually got 30 right now. So we've got 7 purified debris dust. That's insane. That's really, really good. So they are being shot over to here. There you go. You just saw some. There's some more. They're going into the interface, which goes into the system. Then if it gets the purified, like the regular stuff, that one right there, it will send that one into the electrolyzer, which then turns it into the regular debris dust, which then puts it back in here. There you go, see? Now that deals with half the things that you get from this, right? It deals with this one, and not this one. So the small pile of titanium tetrafluoride dust, they go up into a packer. We've not made a packer yet, but you could basically, it just combines things down, right? So I basically looked at this and I was like, what's a really good way to turn that into the titanium trifluoride dust? And it turns out the easiest way is to just use a packer. So that's what we did. And it's ridiculously quick. It's crazy quick. It's really nice to see. So that's going to make us the dust. The dust then gets sent over to the input bus over here, as you can see. And I think it's 4 of this dust plus 3 buckets of hydrogen creates... It'll come in a sec. Last one. There you go. That'll create us some hydrofluoric acid, I believe. The hydrofluoric acid then gets put in the electrolyzer, which then gets us hydrogen and fluorine. The hydrogen gets put back over here into the input hatch. So we recycle that, basically. The fluorine gets put into the advanced chemical reactor. And I believe this stuff that we get right here, this stuff, if you put that in the electrolyzer, you get sulfur dust, which we are actually using right now. So, as in, we're just chucking it away even. We're not even using it, sorry. So you get the sulfur dust, plus you get yourself chlorine, and the chlorine is being output into this barrel right here, which is then being sent up into the chemical reactor. This is a really difficult one to follow. I love it, though. This is so good. This is a completely closed loop, and we are getting titanium. We're getting purified debris dust, and we're getting sulfur out of it. Although the sulfur we don't really care about because we're getting that from our, I think this one's, I've literally just set this one up for, yeah, I forgot about this. Did I mention this yet? That I made another one of these mechanical sieves? Yeah. So we don't really care about sulfur because we're getting loads of sulfur from over there, basically. So yeah, there you go. So titanium and purified nether stuff, right? Or debris dust, this stuff. And we just got 12. And that's for free. We don't have to do anything with that. Now, what I'm going to do... Got another 2 right there. Also, I don't think... we have a look at this. I think we're doing it at... Okay, if you do it like at maximum, for example, you always get the debris dust back out. But what are we doing this at? We're doing this at IV, I believe. Yeah, recipe tier is IV. So if we have a look at this, or sorry, have a look at that. Only got a 28% chance for that to actually work right there. That's still pretty good, right? 28% chance. And this is looping the entire time, and we're getting titanium. So I love it. This is so good. This is ridiculously good. Genuinely. So there was a couple of things that I needed to do. For example, right here, we've got the tungsten steel drum. Now, what I could have done is I could have done some really annoying stuff with pipes. And the only reason I'm using pipes over here is because... Why am I using pipes? Oh, yeah, because I think it's this stuff. The stuff that goes in here. You can see the temperature is 293K. Now, if we were to do drum, for example... Let me have a look at all of the drums. This one right here, the aluminium one, is only 1.1K. So considering it's 2.9K, that can't go in the aluminium drum. Can't even go into the stainless steel drum. It can't even go into the titanium drum. So it needs to go into the one which has a higher temperature limit right there. Enriched Naquadar has 8K as its temperature limit. And neutronium is 100K. That's insane. And that's 4,000 buckets you can get in one of those, which is the same as one of the smart tanks, or whatever they're called. These super tanks. Yeah. Anyway, I really like the fact that this is a closed loop. And it tells you about it in the quests right here, doesn't it? So, why does it say a tiny... We don't get tiny from this, do we? I think that's a bit off right there. Should probably try and nick one out of here. In fact, let's try it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to try and nick one out of this. Thank you. Got it. Did you go up here? Oh, you did. Okay, good. Right. I do that and I pop that one up the corner there. There you go. There is the tiny pile. Not that we need that one, but it is a quest, so we will use it. I'm going to pop this one back in, like right there. And we'll pop that one in as well. There you go. So that should unblock everything, basically. Because it definitely needs to make the titanium. Otherwise, we won't get the hydrofluoric acid, which means we won't get the fluorine. Yeah, I believe that's how it works. And we need the fluorine to make ourselves this stuff, whatever it's called, the chlorine fluoride or whatever. Trifluoride. Yeah. Oh, that was a build right there. I'll tell you what. Let's try and get all of these done right here. So we can do that one. Why is it? Okay, hot titanium. We definitely got that one. And we got that one as well. So I want to try and make some... Oh, that's an electric blast furnace. We could do that. That was easy enough. And then the other quest is pure netherite dust. Which I'm guessing is chemical bath. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do a chemical bath thing for this. And then I'm guessing that one goes through the electric blast furnace as well. So we'll do that one. I've got so many recipes up here. I love it. It's my jam right here. And then that one, I think, is the vacuum freezer recipe. Yeah. Nice. And I think that's everything down here. Now, we do need to do... We need to make some of this stuff. I'm pretty sure we've already made that, but still. And then that'll make us some of this. Yeah, and this will be outside the loop, so we can ignore this loop now. Titanium and some of the small piles is what we get right there, which is, oh, so good. Love it. Right, first recipe I am actually going to program in is that recipe, because that way it knows how to make it. Good stuff. Oh, I love the fact we can do this as well, just to place stuff in here. Oh, feels so good. And you can shift click in there as well, which is really nice. So, nether, is it not called that? Sorry, what is it? It's debris, isn't it? Debris, there it is. So we can do, make us another one of those, please. Perfect. Cool. Right. So I bookmarked a bunch of recipes. Let's make a netherite ingot, which we can do. Now, this one does need to go through the electrolyzer if we want to make debris stuff. So I'm actually going to put that one over here. And then I think, was that a, I'm pretty sure that was an electric blast furnace recipe, right? Yeah, cool. Right, I'm actually going to put that one in this one over here. Because we can. Netherite. How long is that going to take? 38 seconds. Not too bad, is it? That's pretty bad, though. As in, it does take quite a while. Flipping heck. I don't know if we need that for anything either. Netherite block. There's backpacks in this. I didn't even know there were backpacks, if I'm honest. We could probably make the highest tier backpack if we wanted, but that might be quite useful. No, we don't really need it because we've got this thing and we've got the wireless and everything, don't we? So, anyway. So the next recipe we want to do whilst that one's doing its thing is this one right here. Now, that does require us to make this stuff, which I am going to do right there. So that's going to go in the large chemical reactor, the LCR. And then we also need this one right here, which is going to go... Really? You need that stuff? Do you need it in this one? Ethane and chlorine. Or ethylene. Can I not just do this one? I think I'm just going to do this one. I don't see why there is two right there. Also, I'm pretty sure I have ethane. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's 3,000 buckets. Why not? Both of these are liquids, technically, so we can stick those two in. And I actually have, if we go underneath right here, I forget where this one goes. Let me have a look. This one goes in the chemical bath. Chemical bath? Chemical bath. Okay, so pure. Go. It's not going to go here straight away. Oh, it is. Flipping heck. Why you not work? Why you not work right there? LUV. You bumhole. Why did I not notice that until just now? Goodness sake. What's the best way to get the chemical bath then? Is there another way of getting this? Naquadar. Okay, no, we haven't got to that point yet then. LUV. Okay, well that didn't work, did it? So I'm gonna have to cancel that one. And I'll get my drum. Fingers crossed we can take this out. What temperature is this? Oh, flipping heck. It's a... Got to make a new tungsten steel one, haven't I? Which we can't flipping do because this one's full up. When in doubt, use the plunger. Because that was so annoying. Oh, well. Okay. LU... Chemical bath. What is it to make this one? Are we even... We're kind of close. We could almost make this. Oh, yeah. You got to do that, don't you? Data sticks on this. Neck. I forgot. Between episodes. Ah, yeah. That was the whole thing that we were supposed to do today. Was... I'll tell you what. Next episode, we'll set up a... an assembly line right here. And we'll have to set up all of those bits, right? I'm so annoyed that we can't get ourselves the LUV chemical bath. Although, saying that, is there a big chemical bath? Large chemical bath? I'm pretty sure we could overclock this. Look, if we look right here, energy hatch. We can stick 2 energy hatches. I think these ones you can stick 2 energy hatches on. And we could probably put 2 IV energy hatches. And then that would overclock it. And that would be a good idea. This might be what we do next episode then. Large chemical bath. Where is it? That one. Okay, now we got the drum. Classic. Fine. All right. Well, that'll be for next episode then, I think. So, for today, I think this was a good one to get done, right? Because free titanium and free ancient debris. Exactly what we like to see. So, that's where we're going to leave it. So, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I didn't forget, this was quite a long episode, so let's have a look at the statistics. We're at 11.5 days. Mad.